Start this with a prayer. Dear Father, I thank you for this day and this ability to be used as a vessel to let your people know that you are available, able, and ready in the name of Jesus of Nazareth. So this is like this little, you know them quarter loaves they sell at the stores? Basically, this is a quarter. Deuteronomy 30, and it's 11 through 19. Kind of like it's 11, then it's 15. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, you should be reading it yourself. Whatever. Now, what I'm commanding you today is not too difficult for you or beyond your reach. 15. See, I set before you today life and prosperity, death and destruction. For I command you today to love the Lord your God, to walk in obedience to him, and to keep his commandments, decrees, and laws. Then you will live and increase, and the Lord your God will bless you in the land you are entering to possess. But if your heart turns away and you are not obedient, and if you are drawn away to bow down to other gods and worship them, I declare to you this day that you will certainly be destroyed. 19. This day I call the heavens and the earth as witnesses against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. So choose life, so that you and your children may live, and that you may love the Lord your God, listen to his voice, and hold fast to him. For the Lord is your life, and he will give you many years in the land he swore to give your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You don't even understand. You don't even understand. Who else is calling you saying get up and everything that you want? Look, it's here. Speak it. I'm giving you the ability to prosper in everything that you do if you holler at me. Who is calling you? Who is with you when you wake up telling you that? I don't know why, but for the last 2 days, I've been up at like 1:30 in the morning. God got me doing nails again. Right? But when we do nails, this is our time. I do my nails and he breaks down what needs to be talked about. So I listen to it first. This I started reading, and it's so fitting with God and him being like, look, man, they don't even understand. This isn't, you ain't got to go nowhere for this. You ain't got to do anything extra. You ain't got to get your money up. You ain't got to do none of that. Just be you and come before me. Whoever they told you about, like, this religion, don't believe religion. It's a lie. It's lying in there. Lie. G on. Like, G, they lying on you. They lying to you. It's a lie. It's a lie. Relying on them, you know, to be the one to keep you holy and sanctified and pure. But it's really Yeshua. It's really having this relationship with him, and he's telling you, and you know, the most important of his commandments is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, your strength, your mind, and your soul. And I know that's a lot, because people make work their God. They make their family their God. They make their situations their God. They make, you know, the hype their God. Like, they got to hype up to be a certain type of person, and you're really not that. Come on, man. It's not that. But, you know, people going to do what they're going to do. And my job is just to always let you know that you can holler at God. It's not too late. I just let me introduce you. Because what they told you in the world and how you get to God, you ain't got to go through new believers classes. I mean, you should. But like, for you to really get to God, and if you've been mentioning his name, and if you've been listening to anything he's saying, you should really get on to Yeshua. And that's how it goes. God said, see, I set before you today life and prosperity, death and destruction. You start thinking it in your mind, right? And I think that if you love God with all of your mind, you wouldn't be focused so much, or just people in general, wouldn't be so focused on what is in their mind. Instead of like, okay, God, I know you. I've seen you come through time and time again, and I can speak to this, because I remember quitting a job. I'm a quitter, right? If you don't know, I love to quit stuff. Let me start it. Let me quit it. Like, I do it. And especially a job. If I'm at a job and I feel some type of way, which I was, because I was pulling up in the parking lot crying because I had to be here, because I just didn't, I don't, everything is like me being comfortable. Like, I need it. I need that peace. So I quit the job. And then I'm crying to God. Like, what the heck you want me to do? Woo, 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 woo. You know, I don't have nobody. God, even though he knew, you know, I'm going off on my own. I'm doing what I want to do because I'm hard-headed and super stubborn. Still blesses me. Like, oh, you trying to pull my card? Oh, God. I went from making, like, I want to say, I quit my job and then I was making like $400, I think, like a week. I went from doing temping, and then I went to making $1,000 a week. Like, the job that I quit my job, got a temp job, and then got another job. But that was all God, like, looking out for me and being like, look, I got plenty of times where I came through for you. You want receipts? Go back and look at them. I produce. Don't come to me like that. You know, but like, I have come to him like that. Like, this is what our relationship is like, because not having a mother or a father and someone to guide you, and then him, you know, God himself being like, look, I called you, shake up out of whatever you got going on, let's go. And me being like, no, I don't trust you. I'm not comfortable with you. That's how it was. But him being patient with me, and then ultimately me having this relationship with Yeshua, and Yeshua being like, look, because you are part of this family, this is how you conduct yourself. You're going to have things come against you. This is how you respond. You need something done, you go straight to the Father. You need anything in life, I'm here with you. We doing this together. So with that training and putting like things he's saying into play in my life, I know that when I start my day, I'm thankful that God woke me up. You know, instead of just getting up, I got to go to work. And I've been that person. I've done that. You know what I'm saying? Like, God, I told you yesterday, I was in the attic smoking. Like, God, I'm going to come back and holler at you later. And I literally went through some stuff, and God still protected me. But I'm super stubborn. But he's saying today, this day, because yesterday could have been this day. 10 years ago could have been this day. But this day, this moment now, I'm giving you the opportunity. And I got witnesses who's watching you and the choices that you make. Because it's all ultimately going to be a wrap one day for us. Collectively and as a whole, this body deteriorates. I don't care. So the body will cease to exist, and then what? Is it just our soul or our spirit is whatever? Nah, there's a place. And this day, you got to think about that. Where am I going? What am I doing? Who am I doing it with? This day, I call the heavens and the earth as witnesses against you, that I've set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Now choose life so that you and your children may live, and that you may love the Lord your God, listen to his voice, and hold fast to him. That you and your children are going to live. Again, I ask you, who's calling you? Who's called you? I've been here for you and your kids. Choose life so you can live it better. And it's just not as far as material things, but even the way that you welcome your children into the day. When I was little, and I tell my kids all the time, like, they're so lucky and I don't even believe in luck, but they're so blessed that I was disturbed by so many things that I don't do them, because I know how it feels. Instead of being one of those people who has went through it, now you're numb to it and you can't relate to anybody else. It's not how I roll. Get up, go get your breakfast. And I'm like, dude, who wants to wake up like that? I go and wake them up like, hey ladies, come on, it's time for the day, let's go. Oh, I don't want to. Come on, let's go. Like 10, 15 times. Right? I don't like drama before 7, but getting them ready and coming out of, a safe spot and sending them out into the world. That's a blessing. Putting them on life, like small things like that. I didn't get here by someone showing me how to be this way. I got here by God telling me, like, look, this is how I want you to be. I gave you children. Children are a blessing, and in times I felt like they were a burden. I had my first kid when I was 15. In like 1994, when there was nothing. 1900s, as my daughters would say. And I didn't, I get it. I get what God's trying to do. He's done it with me, and he wants to do it with you, so you can do it with your kids and you show genuine love. He said, but if your heart turns away and you are not obedient, and if you are drawn away to bow down to other gods and worship them, I declare to you this day that you will certainly be destroyed. Those things are going to destroy you. Whatever, and it could be bills, it could be your health, it could be personal, it could be anything coming to destroy you. He wants to put you in a spot where you are unmovable and unstoppable because of your relationship with him. It's not about what I could do for God, but what God has done for me. And I could jack it down all day on things that he's done for me. Because he's been that active and proactive in my life. I should be in prison for a couple of different things. It was nobody but him. Ultimately waiting because he knew one day it would click. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll get it together, I go holler at Jesus. And that one day, this day, happened to be like 6 years ago. 5 years ago, when I had my car accident. And then coming through it afterwards, where I was super depressed and I had nobody but him because it was rock bottom. I was in a whole position that I've never been in. I never had little kids. I never had a baby daddy in jail no. I never had an incident where my arm was messed up and I couldn't, it didn't even look like this. This is amazing. And then my mind being horrible. And then I was mad at him because of the decisions that I made. So ultimately I got destroyed. Just being so beaten down. It took me a while to come out of that depression. Because then I started feeling bad. But my heart was turned away and I was more focused on the things that had did me in than him trying to dig me out. And if I would have leaned on that, I would have lived. There was a whole summer, and my girls were like babies. We didn't even go outside. We stayed in the house, curtains drawn, watching TV and eating snacks. And listen, that's a thing too. For the record, this is my side view. Right? This happens when I get emotional and start overeating. And it could be anything. Like, God, this is going on, this. Let me eat, it makes me feel good. But him being like, look, you got the power in this day to have life and prosperity. You can prosper and be better at what you do if you control your thoughts and regulate your mind and have it focused on me. And love me with all of your heart, and I'm going to help you through everything. That's available to everybody else. Whatever he needs me to tell you about my personal life, I don't feel no type of way about it. I'll tell you. Because I've been through it. I came through it. Overcame it. So when I talk about it, I'm really desensitized. And the only way that a situation would move me is when I got to give God the glory. Man, that's what he did for me. Today we gonna have life. Listen to his voice. It'll be like, ooh, don't do that. Don't go there. What about whatever? You know what I mean? Whatever, the situation calls for, he's there. He's available, able, and ready to meet you wherever you're at. All you got to do is holler at him. And if you've been listening to him and learning from him, you know to go to Yeshua. What's that going to hurt? If you don't, this message keeps on going. It's good news. It's not too difficult for you, and it's not beyond your reach. So ain't no, we don't get rich quick schemes. Ain't no, this is it. Straight and to the point. Come holler at God. Love him with your heart, your mind, your soul, your strength, your body, everything you got. Because he loved you the same way. And it's going to benefit you and your children. That's how your kids really win. When you're rolling with the Most High. Holla at him.